All right, and welcome back for round two here on Community Matters Cast. I'm Poru, and I think we're going to have to mulligan this hand. We do have two lands, we do have good cards, but I think in this case, without both colors, it just feels like a pretty risky keep. This is fine to keep. This is, fine to keep. We have a 2-drop here. We have another good 2-drop coming up in River Hopo. Happy to play that. Hash up Oasis. Pretty good card. So I think we will probably plan on playing the wall as our first play. Uh-oh. Red-green. Prepare for the beats. That way it gives us an okay blocker, although against red-green is distinctly not as good a blocker. Because the creature power just gets pretty high pretty quickly. But if we can get the game to go long, that does give us a source of damage, extra source of damage there. So that can be nice. Kenner Scrapper. The Menace is very real. We're not hitting on any lands. It might have been worth actually scrying that very first turn. Scrying 3 to make sure we got that. But I am happy having both these spells in hand. So for now, we'll go ahead and play the Hopo. If he doesn't actually exert the Scrapper, then we can successfully block here. Consuming Fervor. Well, alright, our opponent is all in. On being aggressive here. So that's pretty interesting. So he's going to attack here. If he exerts, that's pretty brutal. What's our opponent playing now? Appeal. Holy mackerel. Trample and +X/+X. Well, our opponent just burned through most of his hand, not exerting the Scrapper. I think we take the 7 here. I'm not thrilled with it, but I think we're happy. Not happy, but I think we will take the 7. Yes, we don't control desert, so that would make it difficult to activate Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs there. Okay, so we don't get to play anything again. Little on the disappointing side. We will go ahead and scry here, because we need to make sure we hit some kind of lands. Okay, so we have an island coming up, along with the winds. So the Hydra is good, but we'll put that on top. Let's see. I think we'll put the winds and then the island on top. I think being able to cast the Grasp next turn will be pretty useful for us. So we will get hit for some damage next turn. But I don't think we're intending on blocking the Scrapper next turn anyways. So I think go ahead and get in for a point here. Get a point while we can. So then deal 6, we can blank the companion. Cycle the Hippo. That's 1 and 2 green, so they can't actually do that, so that is interesting. So attack with the Scrapper for 4. Again, fine with that, I think. They'll be down to 4 power next turn. Can't actually play the Grasp and kill it, which is a little on the frustrating side. And 3 power is still enough to kill one of our creatures. But I think it is still going to be ideal to go ahead and play out the Great Maw here. And, well, let's see. How do we want to do this? We could put the counters. Actually, we should have attacked with the Hopo and then put the counters on the Hopo. I think here is what we do with that. And forego the points in the air. Because really, it's its ability that's the key part for us now. So we should have attacked, gotten a free point of damage off that. The Scrapper is starting to die. And now, actually, the Great Maw has enough power that we could kill it. So unless he exerts here, which you have to exert... Yeah, okay, so he is exerting. Yep, +2/+0. So it is able to kill either the Wall or the Great Maw. But it isn't able to kill both, which I think is an important distinction. If they have Pump Spell, they have Pump Spell. The way this deck's set up, it seems like they might. But if we can kill it here, that's great. And I'm happy to do so. Yeah. Let's see if he has a Pump Spell. No Pump Spell, okay. Well, that takes care of a pretty big threat for us. So we have Winds, we have Spidery Grasp now. I think we go ahead and, let's see, so the next card coming up is the Hydra. So we probably don't want to play Winds if we can avoid it. We probably do want to go ahead and cycle the Sandworm, but we know that it's the Hydra next, so cycling it now doesn't actually make a difference for us. So I think we will cycle. We'll attack with both? Yeah, attack with both. May as well. We have very little reason not to. We'll block here. Take the 1. It'd be nice if we'd really get another Our Promise. Okay, so that is good for them. I assume they probably have 2 deserts, and now that also allows them to use the Oasis. Presumably if one of them is Desert of the Indomitable. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it does give them another green source. So that is now online for them. Oh, that was a painful misclick there. Well, I think we just go ahead and, well, no, we need to go ahead and cycle the Sandworm now, just on the off chance that we do hit a land. We'll make sure we can play it, and we are able to play it. So we have the Winds, so if they try and play something, we can bounce it at the very least. We do have 4 mana up now, or 4 mana available now. So we can play both the Hydra and the Reed Stalker. Probably the Reed Stalker. Being able to start getting in for 2 damage will be nice. Camel will be a little annoying with the lifelink, but it's not an aggressive play, which at this point we're just happy to see. So they'll get in for another point of damage with the Nimble Blade. Block with the Wall. Play another Desert. They have lots of deserts, so they're going to be able to start doing some real damage. And they can also burn us out. That is, they have 1, 2, just force points. Okay, so they do have 3. So actually, if we take 1 more point of damage, we could die. Beneath the Sands, is not terrible here, but it goes onto the battlefield tapped. 1 more point of damage, and they'll start being able to burn us out, which is very much not good. That being said, yeah, because now they have both of those on the board. So I think we have to pass and ambush them with the Reed Stalker. And they're very close to being able to burn us out. So after the point, they will be able to, unless we're able to activate the Hopo. The Hopo will keep us alive if we can get one more land, and we can start, staying alive with the Hopo. Okay, so now, so they attack with everything. So we do have Winds as well, but for now we will stick with the Reed Stalker. And we'll have the Reed Stalker block the Camel. And have the Wall block the Companion. Take the points, they go up. And that is our turn. Desert of the Mindful. Okay, so we'll go ahead, play the Desert. And now actually we can play the Hydra. And the Hydra is now a 4/4, which is pretty good for us. So they can start burning us out. And if they have any kind of removal, they will get there on that. So an open fire would be terrible for us. But this is, I think, about as good as we can hope. So, oh, they didn't, okay. So I think, oh, 2 Raminaps. I'm very close to being dead now. And they do have a lot of mana there. So that's what, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, sack a desert. Yep. So if they have an open fire in hand, I think we're just dead here. Yep, so we take 2. They have just enough for 1 more activation of it. Yep, down to 2. Now they have no more mana. They have no more mana. And we can start using the Hopo, which we have to now. Actually, this is literally what we have to do. We just have to get some life. Gotta, oh, and we missed. So we missed pinging with the wall. Go ahead and pass here. So they can, again, ping us. But they have to tap this when they do. So actually, I think that was a misplay on their part by sacking this. I think they probably should have, or sacking the other Ramanap runes. Oh, so this is, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, that's a big guy. That is a big guy. So, yes. Let's make sure we don't forget this trigger here. River Hopo. So, I think we have to play Bitterbow here, and then that gives us enough to do that. I think we're still barely alive. Oh, actually, we can do the Spider Grasp. That makes a lot more sense, because that should be enough to kill that. They'll embalm it, inevitably, but then we can rebuke it, which will be good. I hope it's a green, so we can't actually play the Hopo and that. So we could cycle Beneath the Sands. I think cycling Beneath the Sands is the right play here. And leave up the Grasp. But if they have some kind of removal... If they have some kind of removal... So I think we leave up both of these. Maybe play the Guide? Leave up this and play the Guide? That seems reasonable. This is tough here. I think it's better to have another creature on the board, honestly. I think no matter what happens, it's just better to have another creature on the board. So, in that way, too, let's see, so they could... Oh boy, yeah. So that's going to almost certainly be what they do. So actually, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. I should have... Well, has the same effect. Yeah, and they're still going to be able to trade 2 for the 1. So that feels bad. Should have left up Winds and been able to bounce that, I think was actually the right play there. Yeah. We could also put the wall in front of it. So the wall with probably the sharpshooters in front of that. Go ahead and pass here. So I think they'll, if they crack the Oasis, then we definitely have to do that. We just put, you know, the wall and one of these guys in front of there. Wall and the sharpshooters in front of the Hydra, we take the 1. Because to do that, I don't know, they're going to try and burn me out, it looks like. Maybe? No. Okay, so they're doing the +3/+3. They're going to get rid of that. Okay, so they have the 9 and that. Okay. So, so we don't have enough power. Yeah, keeping up the Winds would have been a lot better here. Yeah, that was That was a misplay on my part. Okay, so we put this and this here, we put this here, and we put the hopo here. I think is how that has to go down. And we play the hopo, yep. Living on the knife's edge right here, that's for sure. Living on the knife's edge. Okay, so here we'll go ahead and just ping him. Wall's going to die, should make sure that I get in as much damage as possible. I take the 1, I now have just the Hydra, the lonesome Hydra. Harrier Naga. Okay, I think that probably gets the job done for them. But not quite. Okay, so we have a forest. So we have 6 mana to work with now. So, we can play the hopo. Yeah, I think we play the hopo. Because that gives us a card now. We plan on rebuking the Hydra and cycling Beneath the Sands. Then these two can bounce. The Hydra eats the Naga. He has to wait another turn to do that. We get to cycle that, and then if we hit, then we're able to play Hour. And that will give us 2 4/4s, which will be pretty solid insofar as not letting that happen. Actually, I think we go, yeah, so they have no cards in hand. Yeah, so we definitely make an attack here. There's no reason not to. They only have a 3/3. So we get in for a free 4 points of damage. And we go ahead and pass the turn here. Okay. Let's see how they attack. Attack with everything. Okay. We go ahead and wins the Hydra. So if they have open fire, like, we just lose. Okay, so there's that. Then we block here and block there. Now they'll replay the Hydra. Yep. Which is pretty solid. And then we will cycle Beneath the Sands. We hit a land. So we'll play the land here. Would have been nice to have the countervailing winds for that, but beggars can't be choosers. And I think we definitely go ahead and play Hour here. Unless we attack with the Hydra. And see if we can't get a Spidery Grasp out of them. And then play the Guide and leave up countervailing winds. You know what, let's actually do that. It's a little bit greedy. It's a lot greedy. Gonna be honest, it's a lot greedy. But it's a free 4 points if they think we do have something and they don't call our bluff. Well, it's not quite a bluff. They do have 2 mana up, but I think this is a right attack to make here. Because they'll probably let the 4 points go through, and I mean, chipping away for 4 when we can is, I think, just a sound strategy. So if they do, then I think we play Hour. If not, we'll play the Grasp, play the Guide, maybe play the Guide, maybe lead the Guide up. Depends, I think, on the result of the Honored Hydra. So let's see what our opponent is. Our opponent's in the tank on it, which is fair. Let's see. Yeah. Be nice if we could draw 1 more land. And that way we'd be able to play one of our 3-drops and also cast Hopo. Because we have to be very careful about the ruins there. So if we let 1 point of damage go through, we are just dead. Which actually makes me think that if we play the Grasp, Guide is probably the next card we should play and not leave up Countervailing Winds. Although, you know, let's see, how many? We have 11 cards in the graveyard? Okay, yeah, we can actually just leave up Countervailing Winds. So we attack with the Hydra. You're being attacked by the Hydra. Let's see if you block with your Hydra. No, you're not. So again for the 4. So we could pass here. I think we're going to pass here. They don't have that. They don't have that. If they try and play any kind of removal or play a creature, then we can Winds it. We can block there. So let's see what they have. Okay, so they thought about playing something they didn't, which is interesting. Just attacking with the Hydra. Block with my Hydra. Gotta play that Spidery Grasp. Alright, and we got theirs. We got theirs. Now they'll Embalm the Hydra. Yep. And let's see what else they're doing. Play another creature. Frontline Devastator. Oh yes, we are definitely countering that. Without a doubt in my mind, we counter that. Okay, unsummon. Wow. Wow. Yeah. We're just going to go and unsummon the Hydra. They're tapped out. There's no reason to let them do anything else. So let's just go ahead and get in here. Get in for 5. And go ahead. So we did tap the 1, so we're only at 6. So I think we just go ahead and play the Guide here. Do we play the Guide or do we get health? You know what? They are playing red. If they're playing red, they might have Open Fire. So I think this is actually the smarter play here. Is just getting the life. I'll go ahead and play a land for turn and pass. If they have a remove for the Hydra, we aren't dead, which is the important part. Thresher Lizard, okay. And another Frontline Devastator. So that is good. But the hour is going to be great for us here. So, yeah. So we'll go ahead. What are we going to get rid of? Get rid of the Hopo and the Reed Stalker or the Sandworm? Reed Stalker. X is 2. We have to pay 7 now. And we throw down with 2 4/4s, both with flying. So they'll have the Afflict 2. I think we leave back the Hopo, just on the off chance. They have the Afflict 2, they have Ramen Up for another 2. So if they draw an Open Fire, they win the game. Do they? I don't know, actually. Hash Up, +3/+3. Interesting. So back to no cards in hand. So they could buff one of their guys, although I don't think that's great for them here. That's not great, and nothing gives trample, which is the key part here. So with no trample, okay, they're gonna go ahead and cast it then. Interesting. What are they casting it on? The Nimble Blade, maybe? Yeah, okay. So it's a 4/6 now. I'm gonna attack with everything here. So we do take the 2 from the Devastator. Let's see. Okay. So, we want to make sure both of these guys are alive. He doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have any of that. So that would die, which is a little annoying, actually. And he got rid of that, which is, I think, interesting and maybe ill-advised. I think we jump the Hopo? No, the ability is pretty, well, So we can do the hour and put 2 zombies on the board, which act as jumpers. So we block here, unless we double block one of these guys. No, I don't think so. Hopo will jump here and we'll double block the lizard. So we'll take the 2. I think we keep the Hopo alive. We have 8 mana, we can play the guide. And then keep gaining life. Take the 2, and I think the life gain is pretty relevant here. Yep. Whew. This is an exciting game that we have going here. Alright, so do we play the guide and promise here? Being at 3 is a little unnerving. Again, if they draw an open fire, we're just dead. Because they an open fire. Well, if they draw an open fire, we're dead anyways, even if we Hopo, because they can go 1, 2, 3, and then they still have the mana to Ramanap Ruins. So I think in the interest of developing the board state, I think this is probably the right play. So we're going to Hour of Promise here, and we'll go grab Desert and the Sands. We'll go ahead and attack with Hopo. Then we go ahead and play the guide. Now we have a bunch of creatures on board. I mean, they had to have drawn open fire for them to win the game here. So another long first game here on Community Matters Cast. Seems like we have a bad habit of that, so they're cycling that. They got to be digging for an open fire. Have to imagine that's what they're doing. If you're a red deck, ooh, okay, and they didn't find it. And that is the first game for us. All right, so that was an exciting match. Another one. I don't really see much that we want to bring in against them. So it looks like they're, yeah, I don't think that there's much we really want to bring in. We saw a lot of their deck. Looks like they're just kind of a very aggressive deck. And once we stabilized, we were able to keep up. The Hopos were MVPs right there. That life gain was huge. Hour of Eternity continues to be better than I thought it was going to be. So let's, I think, just run it back as is. Not gonna lie, for as long as these games are going, As Foretold almost seems like a card we would bring in. But against an aggressive red-green deck like this, I think that's not the card to play. So 2 lands, a little iffy, but we have a Feral Prowler, which gives us something. I think we keep this. This is a bit of a risky keep, though. And, ooh, they had to mulligan to 5. Okay. Keeping at 5. So I don't feel terrible about that. All right, leading off with that old Ramanap. That was the absolute MVP of the Pro Tour for Hour of Devastation. Well, there were a lot of MVP cards for Pro Tour. But Ramanap was certainly part of that excellence. So Nimble Blade, okay, that's great. Feral Prowler will do an excellent job of blocking that. Now we have 3rd land, so we'll be able to at least play the guide. Can start getting in for 2 a turn. It didn't seem like they had a lot of answers for flying creatures, so guide will be excellent for that. Imminent Doom, interesting. Okay. So you're gonna have some 1-drops to get that going. But they might. They very well could. Alright, another land. Honestly, not unhappy to see that. I'd like to see maybe a desert, since we have the Hydra sitting here. But this works too. Go ahead and play the guide. And next turn, we'll probably play the Quarry Hauler. And then we just have 6 power in the air attacking in every turn. Which seems pretty good, as those things go. I didn't see this card last game, which was very interesting. Nothing to it. Alright. Yeah, first time I think we've seen Pull from Tomorrow, although we don't have a blue to actually use it. We'll go ahead and attack with both. Since we're going to be playing another creature in second main, may as well get in for an extra point. And we will go ahead, we'll go ahead and stick with the original plan of playing the Quarry Hauler. So put a counter on the Hauler. Put a counter on Imminent Doom. That seems bad. Now we have 6 power. They're on a 3-turn clock. It looks like they're flooding out more than a little bit. Hour of Promise. Okay. That's pretty good. So I get to put another 2 lands on the board, and I think they'll be able to get the 2 zombies out of it as well. Yeah, that's not a small thing there. But I don't know. I still don't know that's going to be fast enough for them actually. Which, you know, makes me feel good, but okay. Here, I think, let's see, so we'll go ahead and do our double attack. And I think we go ahead and play Gift of Paradise. That way if we don't draw land next turn, we just have sharpshooters. We still have sharpshooters, rather. So we'll do that, and then pay with 1 and 2. Okay. Cool. We have blocker at least. Yeah, we'll take some damage. They have a little bit of burn availability, but... Okay, Blazing Volley. They're getting it. So, everybody will take 1 point of damage. It means the Prowler will actually die if it blocks anybody, which is kind of interesting. Let's see. Go to target creature or player. Ah, they're going to kill the guide. Okay. That's pretty good here. That's pretty good. It's a bit annoying. I'll probably attack with the Nimble Blade. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm fine taking the 2 here, actually. I don't have too much of an issue with that. Yeah, too much. Next turn, cycle that. Okay. Oof. Wow. Got the full Naya complement going. Alright, so we did draw that. We still don't have a desert, so the Hydras doesn't actually seem good here. I think we just attack with the Quarry Hauler. Yeah, if they want to trade both of the zombies for the Hauler, I'm fine with that. I think better to go ahead and keep the pressure on, especially since we'll get to play the sharpshooters. So we'll go ahead and add double green here. Go ahead and get the sharpshooters out. And again, you know, next turn if we draw land, then Hour of Eternity's on. We can bring back both the guide and the Hauler. You know, a 4/4 flyer that can give something else flying. Pretty good. Pretty good as those things go. Otherwise, I think we'll probably look at casting Pull from Tomorrow, I think. Avon Reed Stalker. Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and rip off Pull from Tomorrow here. I would like to find a land at some point. So, draw 4 cards, discard a card, which is fine. Okay, so we did get a land, which is good. I like the Unsummon. That'll be useful. Countervailing Wind seems good. We'll go ahead and discard, I think, the Avon Reed Stalker, because I'm going to get back 2 flyers. So then we'll play out the forest and pass the turn. So, I mean, our opponent is hanging on decently well considering they had to mold a 4 or mold a 5 on the play. That's a pretty tough spot to be in, although they're flooding out right now, which is tough. So we now can do the hour. So I think we just go ahead and do that here. We'll do the guide and the reed stalker. X is 2, seems good. Add the triple blue and 4. Bring back 2 flyers. And that's actually lethal for next turn, so they have to deal with that or they're dead. So, yeah, Hour of Eternity. Been a surprisingly good card, and that is the match. So, we managed to scrape out a win in the second round. We're headed to the third round, see if we can make this a winning draft. Alright, I will see you all there.